Hi, I'm Virginia Mirenzi. I'm a nutritionist, registered dietitian, and a certified diabetes educator. Today I'm talking about thinking outside of the cereal box, different breakfast ideas besides eating cereal and milk every morning. Many clients come in and tell me, I don't know what to eat for breakfast. I usually eat cereal. And we look at their blood sugars and I see this big rise after their cereal. So I want to ask them next, how much cereal do you have? This, for instance, is a popular cereal. And if you look on the side of the label, this is what a serving of this cereal is, which is 3/4 of a cup. So most people have more than that. So when they think serving, they may be thinking bowl. So if I filled this bowl to the top, I might be having 2 or 3 servings. So getting a lot more carbohydrates than I'm thinking getting, especially when I'm adding milk and maybe some fruit. So what can be helpful is this is what that same serving looks like in a different bowl. So if you serve it in a smaller container, it looks like more. But if this isn't enough to fill you up, then you should think outside of the cereal box and try some other breakfasts that would be more filling and keep your blood sugars more even all morning long. So what we're going to look at today are some breakfasts that are what we're looking for health-wise, which are higher in protein and higher in fiber, less carbs. So one thing that I think is really easy and fast is to do peanut butter toast, and that's usually a popular item. So a piece of whole grain toast, and when you're picking out your bread, pick out something with fiber, because then instead of your blood sugars peaking up, it goes a little bit more slowly. So a whole grain piece of bread, and then you're just gonna put some peanut butter on it. So that's a pretty easy recipe. Usually about a tablespoon will do. So cover your toast with peanut butter, and then instead of putting jelly or jam on it, try putting a more natural sweetener. So I'm going to cut this half so we can do it 2 different ways. One of my favorite in the summertime is with nectarines. And you would just cut up fresh nectarine and lay it on the peanut butter. And that fruit's going to give it a lot of sweetness that you normally would get from jelly or jam. And then another one I like are just blueberries. Blueberries makes it kind of taste like vape jelly. And the trick with these is they don't roll off. So it sticks on the peanut butter. So this would be a protein, a healthy fat, and some carbohydrates, very filling, sticks with you all day. So that's a peanut butter toast breakfast with fruit. Another very popular one right now would be avocado toast. All it is a piece of toast, again, whole grain, or you can use a lower carb bread that you like. 647 bread is a popular one. And then you can either have an avocado and open it up and put some mushed avocado on there. Or for fast and easy, I've been using these little avocado cups, and they have a portion of avocado. I just open it up and just gonna spread this on the toast. And this one's all smushed up. The nice advantage of this too is when you open up an avocado, you have to use it pretty quickly or it goes brown. But this way you have one portion, all portioned out. And that is a real easy thing. If you can buy things pre-portioned, it saves time in the morning for breakfast, and it helps you so you don't overeat. So that's avocado toast. You can make it fancy by putting a slice of tomato. I like, for ease of biting, to put on little grape tomatoes that I chop up. And then I like it to be a little bit more spicy, so I will add a little bit of red onions to mine. Some people might put a little salsa on top. And then my son loves avocado toast with a fried egg on top. But if you wanted to be more vegan, then you can have it this way. So avocado toast. Another fast breakfast that may seem a little odd at first, but it is super good, and it has really been shown for even blood sugars. You can look on online and Google Chia Pudding, which is a very popular breakfast now that's simple. The trick of it though is you're making it the night before. So I am going to put together a chia pudding to show you what it's like. And you can use any kind of milk you want, soy milk, almond milk, cow's milk. Many people like to use almond milk because you can buy one that's lower in carbs. So I'm just going to put half a cup of milk into a jar, and then measure out chia seeds, and I'm going to put just different recipes. I'm going to use a tablespoon, so 3 teaspoons. And chia seeds, it's a seed that doesn't have very many carbs. Almost all the carbs are fiber. It's very high in protein, and it gives you a sustained energy. A lot of people are using them in smoothies, which is a great way to use them. But if you look at them, they're tiny little black seeds. They look almost like poppy seeds, and you think, how could I eat these? You put them in a jar, and then you just shake it up like this and put it in your refrigerator. And when you wake up in the morning, it changes texture. And so they're almost like tapioca, if you ever had that. And so this becomes something you can have in the morning. Now, it doesn't have a lot of flavor by itself, so I always add things to it. So I might add a couple berries. These are pepitas, or pumpkin seeds. These have a really high amount of fiber and protein, so they're a great thing for breakfast. And then you could add some nuts. And this one I'm adding some walnuts crumbled in there. So that's my chia pudding. Now I made something else called overnight oats, and this one is a combination of oats and chia. And all I did was put 3 tablespoons of oats and a teaspoon of chia, half a cup of milk, and you can see the consistency of that. And this one I added some almond extract, just to have a little more flavor. And then same thing, you can just add some flavor to it and some texture. This is a little bit of toasted coconut. You can use just regular coconut. It's not sweetened, but it has a nice crunchiness and fiber to it. And then again, you could add some berries and some almonds to that because it had almond extract. So that's a really quick breakfast. You can make 4 in one night and put the jars in the refrigerator and just wake up in the morning, add your toppings, put the lid back on, and you could head off to work. And that's how fast that would be. And then you could eat this at work, or you could have it at home. So chia pudding, overnight oats with some toppings. So this is a crustless quiche, or frittata. Egg pie, whatever you want to call it. But it's really simple. I make this often, and I start out with a pie pan and spray it with a canola or olive oil spray, just so it doesn't stick. And then what I do is use vegetables that I have left over. So I had broccoli last night for dinner, so I had some extra set aside that was already cooked. So I'm just gonna throw that in the pie pan. I think peppers really add flavor, so I have some peppers that I cooked up for something else, for some tacos. I saved those, they were there left over, so I'm gonna throw those on. They add a lot of color and sweetness to this. So this is a whole pie, so I'm gonna put 6 eggs in it because this would be breakfast for me for 4 days at least, so 6 eggs is not too many. Okay. You can add a little milk. Many times I'll use yogurt. This is a Greek plain yogurt, and it's just gonna add some creaminess and some extra protein. So just whip that up, and you could add salt, but I often just add pepper and some oregano to a dish like this because I'm gonna put cheese on top. If you're not gonna put cheese on it, then you could add a little salt to this. You could play around with the flavors any way you want. If you don't like oregano, you could use basil or thyme. It's good idea to add some herbs though, because it gives it some color. It's giving some flavor without relying so much on salt. And you just pour that on top. Just spread it out so the egg's everywhere. And the last thing is if you want to add cheese, you don't have to add cheese to it, but you can. And again, I kind of use what I have left in at home. This one's Fontina. You could use provolone, mozzarella, cheddar. You could use shredded cheese. I often make this with asparagus instead of broccoli, and might use feta cheese or goat cheese in it. Preheated oven, 350 for 30 minutes. Put that in. Here's one that's done using the same ingredients. It puffs up a little bit when it comes out. It's nice to have fresh, but you can cut this up into wedges and it makes a great breakfast. You just reheat it up. You can have it at lunch at work or as a quick dinner too. Many people like yogurt for breakfast, and that can be a really easy breakfast. So buy your favorite Greek yogurt. Some of them might have sugar, or you can buy some that have a stevia as the sweetener. Get your favorite kind and eat it at home or at work. Just open it up. It's very high in protein. The difference between Greek yogurt and just regular yogurt is it's strained and concentrated, so there's more protein in it. And if you want to add the fiber, you can add some nuts and some seeds, which would be good because then it will last longer and you'll be more full. And if you don't have too much fruit in it, you can add a little bit of fruit. Very quick breakfast, really balanced with fiber and protein and not too many carbs. Another breakfast people like is an egg sandwich. You could wait in line at your fast food place, or you could throw together one really fast at home. I'm going to do mine in the wrap, and you can buy different tortillas or wraps that are lower in carbs. This is just one kind. Carb-wise, it only has 6 grams of carbs, and they have a white one, or this is an ancient grain. I usually would heat that up in the microwave for just a few seconds while I'm scrambling some eggs. And then I can add the eggs to the wrap. And then for flavor, these are sauteed peppers. I usually cook these up one night when I'm making something for dinner, and then just keep a bowl of them in the refrigerator and throw them in eggs, put them on a sandwich, put them in a salad. And then you could add some spinach. You could put some salsa on this and then wrap it up. If you like cheese, you can use a little bit of cheese in this. And that would be a really quick, easy breakfast. You can make a couple of them if you wanted to and just microwave them in the morning really fast.